Hello, we are on Unit 3, Lesson 11. We're talking about measurement using tenths and hundredths and referring to meters. So in front of me right now, I have a yardstick. We've already learned that there are 3 feet in a yard, okay? But now we're gonna move it into meters. There are 100 centimeters in a meter. Okay, whoopsies. Here we go. So we see all these little lines here. We've got our centimeters, 1 centimeter, 2, 3, all the way to 100. And if I line it up, I'll show you exactly that there are more centimeters in a meter than there are in a yard. So we're at about 92 centimeters make up a yardstick. So that's what we're learning about today. Okay, using that knowledge, here's our math message today. Well, I just tried it myself, and my desk is more than 1 meter long. It's super long. It's about 1.5 meters long. Whereas your student table spots, those are about 66 centimeters long. So it's not even a full meter. So that answers that question. Here we go. We're going to talk about meters. So how many centimeters are in one long? So we're considering a long as in 3. So each long we're going to say is a 10. Okay. So like I said, we're saying each centimeter. So we're going to say one long is 10 centimeters for our math today. One long would be like one of the a row of those 10 blocks, base 10 blocks. So how many longs are in 1 meter? Well, those base 10 blocks, we said each row was 1/10 of that whole chunk. So we're going to say 1/10 again here because we need 10 of those. Or we would say, sorry, 10, and our fraction would be 1/10 here. Okay, so I fixed that. How many longs are in 1 meter? 10. So what is the fraction? What fraction of the meter is one long? We'd say that's 1/10. And then how do we write that as a decimal? 0 and 1/10. Our next question is how many cubes would you need to reach the 1 meter mark? Well, we would need 100 cubes because we don't have any longs, so we count that as 100. How many centimeters are in 1 meter? 100. So century, that word, it sounds like centimeter. There are 100 years in a century, just like there are 100 centimeters in 1 meter. So what fraction of 1 meter is 1 centimeter? We'd say 1/100. Oops. Okay, and then I've taken the liberty to write it as a decimal right here. So we go 0 and 0 and 0 and 1/100th, because remember this spot right here, that's our hundredths, and this spot right here, that's our tenths. Okay, we're going to continue on our learning today. Okay, right now I've got our meter stick up. We're looking at this spot that says 24, okay? Our question is that we are going to answer here. So we've got 24 centimeters on the dot. We're going to answer our question for our next slide here. Okay, so 24 hundredths here on a meter stick would be 24 centimeters. So how would we write it as a fraction? Well, we'd go 24 over 100. How would we write this as a decimal? We'd go 0 and 24 hundredths. Okay, so centimeters would mean however many centimeters we have, we just have that over 100 or after the decimal. Okay, we're going to use this knowledge to help us with page 95 in our math journals. And we're going to continue on with this practice. Please open up with me to page 95 in your math journals. So they've done one for us. We've got 36 centimeters, which if we're going to go in longs, our tenths blocks, we have 3 of our tenths and 6 of our cubes. So we would write that as 36 hundredths of a meter. Now this one, they have 0 longs and 3 cubes, so 0 tenths, 3 hundredths, so that would be just 3 centimeters. And how we would write that as 3 centimeters is the same as 3 hundredths of a meter, 0.03. Okay, next 8 centimeters. How many longs? Well, we have nothing in our tenths space. So we would do a 0 again. And we would go 8 in our cubes. 8 cubes or 8 hundredths. We write that as 0.08. So 8 hundredths of a meter. Our fourth line down, it says 3 tenths of a meter. There's nothing in the hundredths, so I'm going to do there. Nothing in the hundredths. How many are in the tenths? Shows us the 3, which is the same as 3 centimeters. 3 tenths of a meter is the same as 3 centimeters. Okay, I would like you to try the last two on your own. Please pause the video and unpause when you are done. Okay, so 43 centimeter is the same as 43 hundredths of a meter. 168 centimeters. Oh my goodness. Well, we will have 16 longs, or actually, I'm just going to say 6 longs because 100th, that's past a meter. So we got 1 point. And now everything after is like our normal. So 68 centimeters is the same as 68 hundredths. So 1.1 and 68 hundredths of a meter, because there are 100 centimeters in 1 meter. So now we're going to compare these. Think money, okay? 9 cents and 12 cents. 9 hundredths and 12 hundredths, which is more? 12 hundredths, so that would be greater than. 24 hundredths and 42 hundredths, which would you like more of if it was money? 42, yes. So 24 is less than 42. 24 hundredths is less than 42 hundredths. Now this last one, okay, 1/10 or 2 hundredths? Which would you rather have, a dime or 2 pennies? You would rather have a dime, so that's greater than. Please do 5 through 7 on your own, pause it, and then compare. Okay, 18 hundredths is less than 5 tenths or 50 hundredths, because remember, we can always do the 0 after, that would be fine. Okay, 2 tenths is greater than 8 hundredths. 2 tenths is the same as 20 hundredths. 3 tenths is greater than 24 hundredths. 3 tenths is the same as 30 hundredths. Okay, now we're going to follow the directions on the ruler, and we're going to find these spots. So make a dot at 4 centimeters and label it with the letter A. So we're going to go on our centimeters. Here we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Going to put a dot on it, label it A. Pause the video, and then you can work on the next one. Okay, welcome back. So 1/10 of a meter is the same as 10 centimeters. So we're going to go down to 10, put our dot there, 10 centimeters, and it says to label that B. Okay, try C. If 15 hundredths of the meter is the same as 15 centimeters, because when we look back on the top up here, 3 centimeters is 0.3. So if it's 0.15, we go 0.15. So that would just be 15. So we go down to 15, dot on it, we write C. And our last one, make a dot at 8 hundredths of a meter. Ooh, so this one we said was 8 hundredths of a meter. How many centimeters is that? 8. So do we go down to our 8 and write the letter D? A, D, B, C is our order at the bottom. Okay, you are done and ready for math boxes. Great lesson today with our tenths and hundredths of a meter.